calls and texts in. We're talking about Raheem Sterling. There's reports tonight breaking that Chelsea have made contact with Manchester City regarding the possible sale of the England wide forward. I don't think he should move. Perry Groves here thinks he should. Get your calls in. Let us know here. 83717 223344. Let's start off with Toby, the Man United supporter. Good evening, Toby.
Evening, gent.
Hello, Toby.
We are very well, very well. Having a bit of a Barney here, but a Barney with love. Are you team JJB and think he should stay? Or are you team Perry Groves and think actually the best thing for him, especially with the World Cup looming, get out of there, get first team football and go into that World Cup, one of the best players in the world?
I think it depends which hat you look at it with. If you're looking at it for Raheem Sterling, he's at a club where he's going to win trophies. He probably won't play every game, but he's going to be in a club that's going to be successful. Looking at it with my Man United hat on, I think he should move.
Go on, Toby. We're waiting. The suspense.
Toby, you don't need a tunnel coming through that.
That's the worst time, wasn't it? Toby, are you there? I think Toby's gone for a tunnel.
He's back.
There he is.
I'm here.
Go on.
Right, what did you hear?
How big was that tunnel, Toby?
It was a big one. I pulled over now.
Go on. Where do you think he should go? You said as a Man United fan, and then we lost you.
I'd absolutely love him at United.
Bet you would.
It's common knowledge. We're in for a versatile forward. I know they talked about Nkunku and players like that. I think he ticks the box. He can play anywhere across the front line. He's Premier League proven. Don't care if he's played for City and Liverpool. He's Premier League proven. He guarantees you goals. He fits that style of play. He's versatile. So I love him.
Toby, he ain't going Man United. Not just because of the Man City Man United,
I'm aware of that.
You're not very good at the moment. And
no.
I mean, that's being polite.
Yeah, exactly. So, and there's too much of a transition that you need to make. He can't be waiting for a team for 2 or 3 seasons to get himself back to where they think that they should be. So
I'm in total agreement with you. It's never going to happen, but it just fits for us. He would be the perfect signing for us. Out of all the players we've been linked with, he is the perfect one. Fully aware it'll never, ever happen, but wishful thinking.
It is indeed. Cheers to the call.
No, sorry, can I just, Toby?
Go.
You said you got 2 hats on, Toby. You can understand why he wanted to stay. Why go? What hat are you wearing?
Yeah,
you
come on, pick a lane. You can't be
two hats,
team
Toby.
JJB and Perry Groves.
I love him at United, but for him selfishly, he needs to stay at City. He's guaranteed trophies and guarantees them goals.
And he ain't going to be playing every week, and he ain't going to be the main man. And he might not be in peak condition for England.
He's not going to play every week, but eventually they're going to win a Champions League. He'll be involved in that. They're probably going to win the Premier League again. He'll be involved in that. You know, he's always considered for starting, and he's not on the fringes.
Well, cheers to the call, Toby.
This is 1 hat, Toby, not 2 hat, Toby. That's good.
2 hat, Toby. You've got a text here. City should sell Sterling before he leaves for free. Liverpool should also sell Salah. Clubs should cash in on players who have just 1 year left on their contracts. At the end of the day, it's all about money. That's from C. Text here finishing 341. Let's speak now to Matthew, the Chelsea supporter. Good evening, Matthew.
Oh, good evening, chaps.
Hello, Matthew.
I say Perry talks a lot of sense.
I thought, you know what, I was worried there. I didn't know what the last bit was going to be.
This isn't going to be a very good call, but go on, Matthew.
but anyway, for me...
I mean, first of all, Matthew, I'm taking from that you think I don't talk sense.
No, of course you do.
Okay.
But not on this occasion.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, no.
Sorry, Matthew, go on.
Sterling and that. And for me, I'll be over the moon if Chelsea signed Sterling. I think, you know, for 49, 50 million or whatever it is, he's a bargain buy. And I think, you know, he'd be very creative, you know, play on the right or whatever. And I think, you know, he'd be the first one of Todd's revolution, as it is.
So let me ask you, Matthew, if you were Raheem Sterling, take off your Chelsea hat for a second, would you go to Chelsea and leave Manchester City?
Well, obviously I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm going to be a little bit biased.
Put the bias to one side. Is it a good move for him?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a London boy. Not that makes a lot of odds anyway these days, but, you know, he'd probably welcome the chance of a new challenge and... Like Perry said, he'd be, you know, your main man, as it were.
And you mentioned you mentioned earlier on that you thought that 50, 60 million was a bargain. Does that lend itself to the idea that you think that he's not fully respected? I know he's got 1 year left on his contract, but do you think he's a player that doesn't get the respect that he should?
Yes, I don't think I don't know what's gone on with Pep, but I don't know if Pep rates him that highly because he's, like you say, he's not played in the Champions League too much last season, and and that shows a lot of disrespect for Raheem.
I mean, to be fair though, Pep Guardiola is not dropping Raheem Sterling for Alex Iwobi. He's dropping him for Bernardo. So he's dropping him for top players.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who you get dropped for.
Well, it kind of does.
It doesn't. No, it don't. You don't go.
The disrespect comes in.
George,
if I'm getting dropped for you,
no,
or vice versa, even then you should be upset about
it. Doesn't.
That.
No,
if you're getting dropped for KDB, that's not disrespectful.
At their level, right? Trust me, at their elite level, when you have egos, you don't go home and sit there and go, well, do you know what? At least I'm getting dropped for Riyad Mahrez, who's quite a good player.
Yes.
You just go home and think, no, he thinks at this particular time that Riyad Mahrez is better than me. And if that happens on a regular basis, you're like, what's the point of me being it? I might as well go and play where I'm going to be the one who's going to be the first name on the team sheet. Egos come into it, trust me. And I agree with Matthew there. If you do get him for 45, 50 million, in this day and age, someone who's 27, who's a proven winner and a proven goal scorer, that's actually a bargain. I hadn't even thought about that until he said it. If it's 45, 50.
Is it a bargain?
At the peak,
it's not a bargain.
Of course it is. At the peak of his powers, at 50 million, the way that the transfer market's gone these days. Alex Iwobi went to Everton for 35, 40. Now we just mentioned him.
Okay, all right. I think for him, I understand the point you make about professional players wanting to believe they're the best, and why am I on the bench? If you're an elite player, you
doesn't
have
matter
that
who's
mindset.
playing in front of you.
I think it does to a degree, but if we park that for a second, but I'm thinking if I'm him, I'm looking at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is in a year's time, he can pick his team. He can pick his team.
But he could waste half a season. As a top player, you want to be playing week in, week out. Not in the rotation and, you say like Mahrez is coming, De Bruyne is coming in, Grealish is coming in. That doesn't make you feel any better. It's like, no, I want to be playing in all the big games. And there's just, and he'll know as well, the narrative is a little bit negative from Pep Guardiola and from Man City themselves, because they should be batting. Say it was when he was in his peak time, and those 3 years, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, right? That would have been better. Any inquiries for Raheem Sterling would have been, he's going nowhere. He's a Man City.
No, Man City clearly are open to letting him go. I get that.
So who decides who's open to letting him go? Pep Guardiola.
I'm going to get through a few texts here on the back of disrespect chat. Got a few texts in coming in here. Pat the Chelsea fan, Dennis Wise, he gave 100% every game, but did not get the recognition he deserved. Pat the Blue there. Wayne Rooney, the greatest English player of his generation, and probably in the top 3 of all time. Yeah. This is coming from, and that PS is coming from a Leeds fan. Do you agree with that one?
I'd agree with that. Yeah. Doesn't get the credit.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
He's England's all-time record goal scorer. Man United's all-time record goal scorer. What more you got to do in your career?